Oh, that's right. Aiden Pierce is the Koji main that steals all of my elo when I play him in ranked.
I see.
Oof.
Well, I am back, and we're going to be seeing some Koji versus Bodvar. That's very, very fun for me to see. Koji is a rather unrepresented legend in Grave Cancel Sunday. I believe the last Koji I saw was Twilight's, actually, when he was experimenting with a legend. But here we go. Game one between...
Back when Koji was OP.
Yeah. Well, Koji still has some very unique signatures. Well, it's not so unique anymore because Jala was released, but his bow neutral sig covers an angle right directly above him that most legends can't actually cover with their neutral attacks. So people really quite liked Koji for that. And now Jala has a similar thing with her sword. By the way, both players opening up into this game. Wrenchty winning out on the neutral for a while. Actually hits him with the cider, sends Koji into the orange, but Koji finally finds a string of his own down here into neutral there. Wrenchty holding onto the sword.
Yeah, Wrenched is, he had a pretty good lead, but it's pretty much gone now. Aiden is doing a pretty good job of just being patient and trying to get this game back. I mean, it's very close, just sword v sword spacing game right now. Both players looking for something. Aiden finally finding something, finding two weapon throws.
Oh,
that might be
wow.
the stock.
That is the stock. That third weapon throw he had to go under, and he ended up losing it. No jumps. He jumped into both weapons.
That was some beautiful weapon play by... Wow, is he dead?
Oh
Okay.
god, he nearly was if Aiden landed that ground pound. That's
Jeez.
devastating. Tossing the bomb into his own head. Aiden going from a position to where he was essentially behind into, well, actually evens it up with that side stick. Well placed by Wrench D, and Wrench D makes it even quite well after some interesting offstage flubs. Finds the sword, side air into neutral light. Aiden responds with a side light of his own, holds onto the sword. Both players going for side airs, neither of them connecting, and Wrench D finds that D-light side air combo into side light, sends Aiden into the yellow.
Looks for the neutral sig, but it doesn't connect, and both players are perfectly equal in health. This is just a very close game. Both players clearly favoring that sword matchup, so we're going to be seeing a lot of sword v sword, I think. Wrench picking up the hammer, though.
Ooh, tossed into Aiden's face as he tries to recover, actually doing a decent amount of damage. That dodge, being well placed, but didn't quite read the right attack, and he gets hit by that side air into, ooh, the recovery? No, lands the side air of his own, goes for the down air. Aiden disarmed, calls in a weapon, dodges past that neutral signature, and tries to go for a neutral sig of his own. Both players aim kill percent right now. Going for weapon tosses, the bomb dodges through it, the weapon tosses the recovery, doesn't quite connect in the side air. Sends Wrench D flying, but he still has his stock. Nice bow toss, but doesn't quite go high enough. The recovery accidentally kills. I don't feel like Aiden was trying to go for that recovery to end Wrench D's stock, but regardless, ends up getting it.
I mean, it will take very little for Wrench to get this stock back.
Nearly sidelights into his own bomb. That would have been the second time this game. There's the side air. That should, wow, doesn't actually do it. Aiden being forced to dodge. There's the ground pound. Easy edge guard from Wrench D. Evens it up 1-1.
Wrenched has a small damage deficit, but he quickly brings that back. It's a very close game still, as it's been all game. Aiden getting the small advantage, but... Ooh, we see a downlight combo from Aiden as well.
Ooh, Wrench D being forced to recover high. Finally gets that dodge out. Aiden flubbing that ground pound. Definitely could have done better with that, but gets the sideline into weapon toss. Wrench D gets hit by another weapon. Aiden doing such a great job of just sniping Wrench D out of the air whenever he's got gadgets on stage. Punts him out of the way of the weapon. Picks up the sword. Waits for Wrench D to use his dodge. Doesn't quite use it right yet. He still has it. Goes to that charge neutral signature and actually dive kick. Punishes, but there's the D-light sider. That should be the stock.
Yeah. Using the horn to kill someone. That's gotta be pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, Aiden completely taking control of that last stock. A very close game for every other stock, but Aiden just absolutely controlled the game. He owned the game for that last stock.
1 second. Yes, he definitely did. Matches were quite even. Wrench D was able to do a lot, but whenever Wrench D got off stage, it kind of showed how much more. I can't say whether or not it's Wrench D's inability to recover or Aiden Pierce's excellent accuracy with his gadget game, but either way, it's definitely where Aiden had an advantage.
He's really good with those weapon throws. You have to be pretty comfortable with your fastfall timings to be able to dodge all those weapons when he throws 2 or even 3 at you in one edgeguard scenario. and Wrench is perhaps just not quite comfortable enough to dodge all of them. It can be very difficult and sometimes even impossible if they're thrown perfectly. But we're right back into the next game, game 2.
Wrench D tosses his hammer aside, goes for the sword, lands that neutral light as Aiden tries to land, and both players are kind of playing around with the sword right now, throwing out neutral lights into each other, but there is the recovery into neutral air. Wrench D holding on to the hammer, goes for a sider. Aiden's not able to follow up with anything, but finds that down air. Both players not really getting any strings off. Aiden, however, gets hit by that down light into recovery, sends him deep into the orange. The bomb tossed past Aiden's face. Aiden hits it with the down air, goes for that side sig, and the D-light sider actually connects. Wrench puts on a nicely placed GC neutral signature, but Aiden's not able to connect it. Oh no! He thought he hit the stage, but he ground passed too fast. Aiden gives him a nice facepalm to recognize that he too realizes that's a mistake.
Yeah, mistakes like those cost you games at this level. Wrenched. He's going for these like neutral sigs and stuff to try to finish Aiden's stock early, but Aiden's just not falling for it. If there's one thing that Aiden does, it's that he's patient. Like, he doesn't get hit by those dodge and reads almost ever. He's just gonna wait you out and punish you when you whiff stuff. That's sort of his playstyle. Like right there, you can't go for these neutral sigs. You're just losing all of your stock to this.
You're losing all your stock, all your jumps. That's probably it for Wrench D. No, Aiden doesn't actually punish with the ground pound, and Wrench D makes it back on the stage. But yeah, Wrench D's he's going for such risky options that I feel like wouldn't even give him a big enough reward whenever he puts up this GC neutral sig. But there's the ground pound, ends Aiden's stock as he tries to recover, but he's taken so much damage off of what should be a solid lead for him. Ground pound to the bomb. Aiden takes it 2-1.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the first game was pretty close, the first 2 stocks, but ever since then, Aiden's just, he's figured, wrenched out. He knows he can just be patient and let him miss, and he's just doing these crazy reads. The pivot neutral sig to catch Wrenched. I mean, he's got all the reads on Wrenched right now. He goes for a down sig even.
Wrench D holding on the side of the map, trying to do something to get back onto the stage, but Aiden's perfectly fine just jumping off the map, using down air after down air, keeping him on the side of the stage, hits him with the recovery. Wrench D opting to go low, and there's the D-light side air. Weapon toss, mine. Aiden, will he go for a ground pound? Yes, he will, but Wrench actually dodges out of the way, goes for the down air ground pound himself. Will he suicide again? I'm so scared for Wrench D. Aiden instead, what? Whoa. Interesting.
That looked like lag.
Lag or misinput or something. Either way, yeah. Both players having some interesting flubs underneath the Thunder Guard Stadium. Hits it with the side air. And a spike ball.
Oh, no.